Hello, everybody. It's your old pal Jerry V here for another installment of Tales from the Stacks, here from your friends at the Lucero Library. We have been reading Two Dogs in a Trench Coat Go to School. We'd like to thank Scholastic Publishers for letting us read this to you. If you guys like this installment, please go back and check out some other Tales from the Stacks installments so that way you can catch up on some of the stories and some of the other installments from this book. If you really like this book, you can go ahead and check it out from the library here at PCCLD, and we have it. So, without further ado, we're going to move on to chapter 16. Miss Tuhey stood at the front of the class, beaming. Students, I'm so looking forward to tomorrow, the big day when you all bring in your marvelous, thorough, and well-researched projects, along with, of course, your information sheets. I cannot wait to see all that you have put together. I created a hybrid wheat plant that can sustain severe drought and flooding, said a girl. I discovered a new species of butterfly, said a boy. I built an isotope, said a girl. Me too, said another boy. My project is so great, said Bax. It's better than all of yours. What do you do, Stuart? Whatever you did isn't as cool as mine. It's a secret, said Stuart. I want everyone to be surprised. Whatever, said Bax. Mine's still better. That night, after dinner, Stuart paced in his room. Waldo paced too, while Satsy sat on the bed, trying to stay awake. So, all you need to do is discover wheat, or create your own form of government, or build something impossible, said Waldo. That's too much, said Sassy. You need to figure out what you already have and just make that your project. She looked around. Like, your project could be not putting away your laundry, or being the best at giving belly rubs. I wish we could do a project, said Waldo. What would yours be about? Asked Stuart. I don't know. Squirrels, probably. Squirrels would be a fun project, said Sassy. The hard part would be narrowing it down, said Waldo. I could do 50 different squirrel projects. I'd like to do a project about how we keep all the squirrels out of our yard, said Sassy. And of the house, said Waldo. As soon as the squirrels even think about us, it runs up a tree. Yeah, it does, said Sassy. We're so fierce. I wonder how it runs straight up a tree like that, said Stuart. Claws, said Waldo. And fully articulating ankle joints, said Sassy. Really, said Stuart. Of course, said Sassy. We're squirrel experts. We keep telling you that. Squirrels are mammals, said Waldo. They're omnivores, said Sassy. That means they eat everything. Squirrels use their tails to help them balance, said Waldo. They also use their tails as umbrellas and blankets, said Sassy. And, most of all, they're terribly frightened of us, said Waldo. Also, said Sassy, one day all the squirrels will pack up all their bags and move to Squirrel Town. Squirrels will all form their own government and elect a council of squirrel elders, said Waldo. Okay. I think you're including some unsubstantiated dog lore now, said Stuart. Oh, it's all true, said Waldo. This is great, said Stuart. I don't have the information sheet, but I can talk about all of these facts up until the Squirrel Town part. I need a visual aid, though. I wish I had a fake flying squirrel and a tree or something. Hmm, said Sassy. I have a squirrel, she said. I'll be right back. She ran out of Stuart's room and returned a minute later, holding a dog toy shaped like a squirrel. You've chewed on it this bit, said Stuart. Didn't it have stuffing in it once? It's still squirrel shaped, said Sassy. You can pretend make it climb up and down the classroom walls. Son, Stuart's dad knocking on his door frame. Your mother and I brought you this artisanal tree stump bedside table. The lady at the shop assured us that all the kids today love stump tables. She said something about how youth enjoys a rustic sensibility. We got you the one with the bark still attached because it matches your bedspread. Here you go. He put the large tree stump inside the room and scurried away. Thanks, Dad, Stuart yelled down the hall. He turned to the dogs. Well, that's convenient. I'd better get to work. I'm going to start wiring down the squirrel facts. I'm going to start writing down squirrel facts. I've got a lot of work to do before tomorrow. Chapter 17. The dogs and Stuart stumbled sleepily into Bay Arthur Memorial in the next morning. I know I always say this, said Sassy, but I could really use a nap. I feel okay, said Stuart, shouldering a gigantic tote bag with his project inside. Yesterday, I didn't have a project, and now I have this tote with a tree stump in it. I never knew that school would be all about tree stumps, said Waldo. I don't think it is, said Sassy. All I know is that I need a nap. The classroom was buzzing with excitement, with excited students, ready to show off their projects. There was a robot, a volcano, and a lightning machine. There was a handmade working cuckoo clock, a particle accelerator, and what appeared to be someone's baby brother. And every single one of them, except for Stuart's stump, had a properly filled out information sheet taped to it. Even the baby brother had one, though it had a lot of drool on it. Hey, Stu, what you got there? A log? Asked Bax. My project's much better than yours. Where's your info sheet? It's here somewhere. Let me know if you see it. Seriously, where is it? Bax looked at Stuart's stump, then at Stuart. Stuart was mindlessly lifting up his pencil and notebook from his desk, like he was looking for the information sheet. Where'd you have it last? Asked Bax. Yeah, said Stuart. Oh, what? I don't know. You'll need to find it, said Bax. A lot. Hello, my friends. Hello, friend Bax, said Waldo. I'm looking forward to learning all about your projects. Yeah, you are, said Bax. I hope it's about hot dogs. And then after we can get a free sample. Yeah, that's pretty far off base, said Bax. Is that what yours is about? Hot dogs? I wish. I became a student too late to do the project. Do you see Stuart's information sheet anywhere? Said Bax. It's totally gone. The human puppy ate it, said Waldo. Ugh, said the baby. Don't blame the baby, said Bax. You humans have such interesting idioms, said Waldo. What do you mean, you humans? Asked Bax. Oh, Oh, I just mean the things we say in Liver, Ohio, said Waldo. Miss Tuhey clapped her hands to get everyone's attention. We have a lot to do today. We need to get through everyone's presentations. Let's get started. When it's your turn, come up to the front of the room and hand me your information sheet. You'll have 10 minutes to present your projects. And so it began, a long, though also fairly interesting, day of dogs watching, while Stuart worried about when he'd be called on and how he'd explain his missing information sheet. They watched his classmates demonstrate the frog life cycle, the caterpillar life cycle, and the woolly mammoth life cycle. They were fairly sure that the woolly mammoth did not emerge from cocoons, but it was an interesting presentation regardless. The mammoth, the minutes and presentations ticked on, and Stuart managed to hide behind his tree stump to avoid being called on. Okay, said Miss Tuhey, today has been so educational, except for the fact that the fact that some of you invented, but really, mostly were very educational. Two more to go. Bax, Stuart, who wants to go next? Stuart made an involuntary whimper noise. It's my turn now, said Bax. It's my turn now, said Bax authoritatively. Today, I'd like to talk to you all about velocity. What is velocity? What is space? What is time? What is acceleration? Bax spent the next 30 minutes discussing the finer points of the physics of velocity, stopping often to pause dramatically. Everyone was memorized, mainly because they had never heard Bax talk for so long without making a joke. The dogs were mesmerized because of his presentation centered around discussing the velocity of balls. And Bax threw a ball from one end of the room to the other no less than 70 times while he spoke. Bax kept looking at the clock and kept talking. Miss Tuhey tried to stop him several times, but Bax told her he had more to say and that he wasn't going to stop until he was done. And that, said Bax finally, is all I know about velocity and balls and how velocity relates to time and distance. And the bell rings. Bax bowed. The class applauded. Stuart, we don't have time for your project presentation. You'll have to do yours tomorrow, said Miss Tuhey. I'm so sorry we weren't able to get to it today. It's okay, said Stuart. I will catch you up with you in a minute, said Waldo, as Stuart was walking out of the room. I have to talk to Miss Tuhey now. Stuart looked suspiciously, but couldn't say anything, since Miss Tuhey was there, staring at them. It's okay, said Waldo. I'll see you at home later. What would you want to discuss? Asked Miss Tuhey. Do you want to discuss how other schools are trying to spy on me? No, thank you, said Waldo. I want to discuss information sheets. I would like to have one. I know I didn't have time to complete the project, but today was educational and inspiring. And information sheets look so fun. Remember you said you wished I could fill one out? I wish that too. Can I have one? To fill out? Or two even? I love filling out important forms. Really? How can I turn that down? I love when students want to do more work. Here you go. Miss Tuhei opened her drawer to her desk and handed Salty 2 information sheets. Thank you, said Waldo. You're the very best teacher, and I'm learning so much. Thank you, said Miss Tuhei. And with that, everyone out there in TV land, those are my 2 chapters for the day. I hope you really enjoyed listening to Two Dogs Go to School in a Trench Coat. I can't wait to see what Waldo and Sassy slash Salty do together. And they see how they're going to help out their friend and master, Stuart. So, until next time, friends, I hope you all are safe. Hope you all are well. We miss you. Tune into some other cool stuff happening here from your friends at Lucero Library, as well as PCCLD. With that, Jerry V, peace out.